Oh God. I said here we go, and then I hit the goddamn record button on the freaking video camera. So now I'm gonna have to splice this. God damn it. So here we go, without hitting record on the video camera.
Okay. It appears to me that you are the kind of person that you like to have something new happening for you in front of you all the time. You need a new movie going by all the time. You get bored with things really quickly, and so you may like movies, you may like TV and so forth, but without movies and TV, just having different things happen to you. So you may like to take walks or go down the block or go play in a certain place or go be in a certain different place and so forth. There are very appropriate things for you to do. You're a very sensitive person and you have a lot of talent, but you would almost rather just let others do the talent things and you just watch. You're real good at being with people, though. You're a wonderful host. You can have a great party. You're good at that because you're good at communicating with people. To be a psychiatrist or a psychologist would be excellent for you because you give people really good advice. Interestingly, you would hate working as a clerk or a salesman or something like that. You would like to do something that's more beneficial and that has a higher purpose, but you're interested in money, so it would have to make you a lot of money. You're planning to be wealthy, and that's all there is to it. In fact, you're planning to have a lot of material things. Most of it will be due to your own efforts, it appears. I'm not sure. I'll have to look on the other side, but it looks like you're a very wonderful artist. Do you do art forms?
Sometimes.
Music?
Yeah, all the time. I always sing to myself.
Mm-hmm.
Not with other people. I don't like to.
A little shy. Right now you're not real sure of yourself around these things. But that's only because of this human body. You're a little bit uncomfortable in a human body trying to sing, right? As an angel singing, you're wonderful. But as a human, boy, it's going to take a little perfection here for this thing. There's a lot of wondering what you're going to do when you grow up at this point. What are you, 13?
12.
12?
12 and a half.
Yeah. So I suppose it is time for you to think about what you're going to do when you go to college and so forth. But it's causing you some unhappiness because I don't think you want for yourself the same thing that everybody else wants you to do, Now, you're the kind of person that likes to listen. You have a lot of input coming in all the time. You have a lot of people telling you different things all the time. Even if they're not speaking in English, you're getting their message, right? Because you're really tuned in. You're a tuned in kind of person. Boy, you and your brother are both exceedingly smart. Now, there may be a lot of competition between the two of you because you are both so smart. But what I would say to you is that you have a quicker tongue. He's more forgiving, and you're more quick, to say. You want to get the last word in and so forth. You're a very powerful person, and very aggressive, it seems. No, you're not?
I don't know. Some things are aggressive.
But I don't see you being real comfortable with this aggressive activity because truly it appears that the competition between you and your brother and perhaps with other boys as well has to do with your mom. It all has to do with protecting her or loving her the most or getting the most from her. It has to do with your mom. Now, because of your mom as well, you can be powerful in this life. Well, of course, she gave you a life. She gave you this body. So I guess that's why. I don't know. But it seems almost more than that, actually. A lot of notations about your mom here in your hands. That's why I'm bringing this up. Many, many things talk of her, things that have gone on in the past month or so. There's something about her inability to be practical that you've noticed. That she's not always making sense. You know what I mean? But you knew that all along, and that's one of the things you love most about her. That's one thing. You didn't have to bleed over that, though. I'm reading your little scars here. You have many. Look at all of these here. This has to do specifically with business. Now, a lot of worry is going on right now about what you're going to do with yourself. Will you be strong? Will you be powerful? Will, maybe you'd like to be a bodybuilder or a weightlifter or maybe an Olympian. You have something that you definitely want to do. It looks like you're going to have great reputation for whatever it is you choose. And it looks like it's going to have a variety of applications. In other words, you'll have many things that you can do within that one thing. Your problem is that you don't really like to work. You're not one that's going to go looking for jobs next summer or something like that. You like money, but you really would prefer to just have someone give it to you. That would be easier for you. You have a pretty good sense of humor, but it's sort of dry. A dry sense of humor, you know what I mean? When you make jokes, it's sort of like if you were to not say them with the right inflection, they might not be funny, that kind of sense of humor. But sometimes you make jokes at the wrong time, and I think your father comes down on you about this. I do that too. I'm always laughing at the wrong time. What's all this black stuff?
I don't know.
Ink or something?
Yeah.
Okay. How's your health, Kyle? Are you healthy? Pretty healthy? Most of the time? All the time? Not all the time.
Well, everybody gets sick every once in a while.
Really?
Cold, fever.
Yeah. Yeah. Part of your cold and fever activity has to do with the fact that you need some attention from your father. You need some special kinds of attention. You may want to specifically make a plan with him to do something on a Saturday or a Sunday, something like that, to fly kites or to do some things like that. You're born in a water year. Do you do some swimming and so forth?
I swim some of the time, but I don't really like it. I like swimming, like laps with goggles and things and stuff, but not just going out and swimming.
Not just going like to the ocean or something like that. Yeah, like I say, you want to compete. You want to be an Olympian. That's your pattern here. If you can be creative with your health, which is what it looks like you're going to be doing, being creative with your health and making it work for you, which has to do with the weightlifting and the making your body be a certain way. That's going to be part of your profession. Maybe, let's see some of these things here. It's like both you and your brother do a lot of traveling. A lot of traveling. Maybe not together, but you do a lot of traveling in this life. Now, you're particularly a ladies' man. You may not like girls right now, but when you grow up, they will definitely like you. So, as you progress here, it seems that you do indeed take a wife, and this is kind of a marriage for life situation, you hope, right? This is what you want. It is at around 26 or 27. Yeah, 26 or 27. Now, it looks like she has a lot of power over you. And I don't know why you would choose her. So be careful. You know, of course you are being careful. And you choose her, and whoops. She really has a lot to say about your life. But you kind of like her. And you kind of like somebody that gives you a schedule and direction. You want to have kids. Boy, it looks like you have about a half a dozen kids. At least 4. So, if you don't want any of this to happen, don't marry this lady. Because, boy, once you get into that, then you've got to support these kids. Now let's see how that goes. Oh, money's good for you. You get a lot of money, and most of it is from your own creative efforts. I think you're going to write or something like that. Maybe not write. Hang on. You could be writing, but it's almost something different. What do you want to do when you grow up?
Bicycle race.
Bicycle race? Wow. Maybe, could you and your brother be a team? Bicycle racing? Don't they have teams?
Yeah.
Because it looks like the both of you are going around to different countries doing your profession. That's what it looks like. Can you be friends? Is that hard?
No.
I don't know what you're so mad about. You're angry about something today, Kyle. Do you know what it is? It's real underneath. And it just feels like you're trying to overcome some obstacle. You know, like something's in your way and you're trying to get rid of it. And it's making you angry because it's not going away. Could be your brother. Maybe he's in your way. Is it? No, you like your brother, right? Yeah, you're good friends. It well may be that that you do end up working together. It's entirely possible. Why does that make you go bananas? Did you have any questions? Anything you'd like to hear about? It's all here.
pretty good at what I do when I grow up.
You're not only good at what you do, but your timing is right. And everybody gives you a lot of money for it. Yeah, a lot of people are good at what they do, but they don't get paid, and they're not, doing well with their money and so forth. You're rich. Yeah, rich and successful. Not particularly famous, but that's okay. You don't want to be famous anyway. You like the attention, but I don't know if you want to be famous. But you will be rich. Yes, not a problem. You also have an opportunity to like money. Many people hate money. They don't know what to do with it. They don't know, when they get it, they just spend it wild. You know how to accumulate. This is your specialty, is how to accumulate money. People may know you as a person that has money. Now, they may know you as a person that has money. But by the time you're something like 27 is when it begins. And that's when your career starts. 27. You're very smart. It's interesting because you show signs right now that you're enlightened, that you're very aware. Now, enlightenment is a real crazy thing. Most people can't relate to an enlightened person. So people may have trouble understanding you and where you're coming from. But you're very special in your mind. If you can let go of these everyday things, you seem so bound up by, it looks like you almost never leave home. Something like that. You're afraid to leave. You're afraid to leave that security. You like being taken care of. You like being nurtured. Hey, why not? Now, I was noticing this about your brother, and you have something similar but not quite the same. When he's in trouble, he calls in a special guardian angel. This guardian angel is very powerful and very wrathful. Well, you have 3 guardian angels, and they're not quite as powerful, but they are very wrathful. Something like that. So the 2 of you are just about equal in your guardians at this point. And both of you have extensive coverage of guardian angels from the time you're 20 until you die. You both have a lot of protective values. You'll both live to be very old. I don't think you're dying in America. You're going to be gone somewhere. You spend a lot of time out of this country. Let me see these edges. Both of you have, I swear, the same marks. I think you're going to a lot of the same countries. And, international bicycle racing is not out of the question. But that may not be what it is. I have a feeling it's a little bit more creative. I don't know. Look that way for him as well. It could be that. As long as you're making your own bikes and you're making it into an art form, it can be that. Okay, you're a very sensitive person, and you know very much how to, how can I say this? You know Merlin the Wizard? Okay, do you know...
I know Merlin. I've heard of him in King Arthur.
King Arthur,
yeah.
It could have been you. You have this kind of background in your hand. You know all the recipes. You know how to think to get things to happen and so forth. You have vented your wrath before as a warrior yourself. But in this life, you're supposed to be peaceful. You're supposed to be very peaceful. Peaceful, loving. It's something about water. There's something about water in this life. You want to be around it. You want to live around it. You may move by water. California, Florida, someplace. Italy, France, England, I don't know, maybe someplace in a foreign country, Japan, who knows. But at any rate, as I look at your hands, it's interesting to me to kind of get a general view of what your plan is. It appears that you want to help people to overcome negative thoughts. First of all, you've got to help yourself to overcome your negative thoughts. You think a lot. You spend practically all your time thinking and daydreaming. You daydream a lot. I'll bet your teachers hate that about you. But I love that part of you, because that's the part that's going to invent, to make this whole thing happen. You work very hard in your mind to make things happen. You're very powerful. You wish you were stronger physically. That's what you wish. If you can learn to visualize yourself as strong, then you will be strong. What other questions? What are you doing any kind of meditation? Any kind of prayer work? Do you go to church or anything like that? There's something that you want to do. Yeah, you need church. You need prayer work. Some kind of spiritual work. What is it you want to do?
I want to be a bicycle racer.
Yeah, that's not a problem. That's not a problem in your hand. You can certainly do that. You want to. You indeed could change your mind between now and bicycle racing time. But between now and then, you'll be practicing for that. Do you make your own bicycles yet?
Well, I was thinking maybe I could, buy parts and then put them together. But, I don't think I'll do that.
See, the problem with your hand is that you have wonderful ideas, but getting them off the drawing board into the garage is another thing. You have a lot of trouble with the doing part. So if you were to have the ideas and you would let Wyndham
Do them.
do them, then that would be good. He has ideas too. Yeah, you two can work together. Be a powerful team. If you ever can shake hands and give it up. Start aligning with each other instead of competing. So, there must be some other way that you're going to learn this spiritual stuff, Because it's not going to be through church. Could be through your own style of meditating. In other words, while you're riding, what do you think? What do you think about?
Writing?
Riding your bike.
Oh, writing. Nothing. I just try to entertain myself when I'm racing. I think about what I should do next. And that, like what I should do to have a better place in the race.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But when you're just riding for fun, when you entertain yourself, it's appropriate to kind of organize those entertainments and have fun with that. You will get some help on what to think. You will get some help on how to utilize these daydreams, because what happens is your daydreams often come true in some way.
My daydreams on what I want to happen come true. Like in how long?
In how long?
How long when I daydream, will it come true? Like from when I daydream till when it comes true.
We never know. We never know. Do you have anything in mind right now to happen?
For me to be a bicycle racer.
Okay. Well, obviously you can't be that at 12.
I am already racing,
Okay.
but I mean to be a bicycle racer until I'm too old for it. For like really.
Well, you're really never too old.
Yeah.
Okay, you can do this until you're like 27 or 28.
Or 30, or I'm thinking about doing it until I'm like really professional bicycle racing until I'm like 30 or 31 or 32.
Well, you might keep it up for those years, but you will be going to school or something else from 27 to 31 as well. And that's to be doing what you will be doing for a living. The very creative thing that you have a lot of help doing. And you do a lot of traveling with it.
Do I do, when I'm grown up, what I want to do now?
The bicycle racing?
Yeah.
You could. Or you could train people to bicycle. You could build bicycles for people.
Wyndham wants to do that. He wants to own a bicycle shop or just work at a bicycle shop.
Yeah, he wants to do it all. You know, he wants to have all of those aspects going. In your hand, I think you may write books about it. You write books about what happens to you while you're doing that. So is that enough? Any other questions? Yeah, you're going to be great. Both of you are very successful people. Okay?
Happy?
Happy? Yes, you can be happy. Right now, I don't think you're very happy. You're happy on the outside, but maybe not on the inside so much. You're trying to, you're trying real hard to make something happen.
But when I was younger, like 5 and
5, you wanted to die. You wanted to go back. Send me back, please. And it's not great now. You know, it's not that much greater. But it's tolerable. It's tolerable. It gets better. By the time you're 21, you're in good shape.
So I'm sad until I'm 21.
You don't have to be sad. Okay.
So like it gets better gradually.
It's already better. But
So it keeps getting better.
Yeah.
And then it really starts getting better when I'm 21.
Yeah. Just like that. What I would say to you is it's very important to control your mind. It's very important for you to have a specific spiritual thing that you do. You know, even if you just sit by water and listen to your soul, you know, whatever. You need some contemplation time. Your mind is too active and you're too emotional. You attach to all of these little things that come up for you. And you really think they're real. Which is okay, you know, in a way. But it sends you down a lot of crazy roads in your mind.
Right now I'm at it. I'm sleeping to one side thinking that there's a spider behind my head.
Wow.
And so I turn my head and that gets me tired.
Yeah.
I used to in my mind or yell at whatever is bothering me. And then it would help.
Yeah. If you can, you don't have to put them all together, but just put the thumbs together. And that helps you to get in touch with your own mind. That puts the two sides of your brain together, and they can work well. Now, bicycling helps that too because it works both legs, right? And it provides a balance. But if you're just sitting around with your thumbs, you know, waving around in the air, then your brain isn't connected with itself. If you're to do this, you can really think. It's really important. And sitting by water thinking is good for you. Okay. You're very artistic with your thoughts. And you can weave a yarn. You can tell stories all day long. Yeah, you're a great storyteller. You just make them up. So if you ever get stuck in school, put your thumbs together. If you ever get stuck with anger
Or whole hand.
your whole hand together is better. At least your fingertips. Whole hand, okay. But, you know, whatever's convenient, you know, sometimes it's too weird. So you just have to be cool. Okay? What else? No?
So that's it. Interesting.